Hey guys, so I thought I'd do a little review of the snatch pull, just to help when you're doing this exercise in your training program away from Cheshire Barbell. Um, this exercise is really good, and I think it's going to help those of you that I've sent this to in order to keep the bar close to your body at the top of the second pull. I think it's also a really good exercise in order to help with timing, or in other words, and putting it more simply, making sure that you're extending with your hips and knees before you pull, because a common error is for people to pull with the arms before they finish the extension of the hips and knees at the top of the second pull. So obviously this exercise is done with a snatch grip, and this variation that I've shown you here is from the hang position or from the knee joint as opposed to from the floor. So it's a little bit less complicated than the snatch pull from the floor. So if I just sort of fast forward it a little just to the start position, I just want to point out here that at this point at the knee, my weight is still distributed through the 60% point of my foot. In other words, my weight is distributed over the first and second eyelet of my shoelaces. Whilst I'm here, my back is flat, and if anything, I've got a slight natural arch in my lumbar spine. My bum is backwards, so that I've got a stretch in the hamstring. My shoulders are over the bar, and I'm using weightlifting straps with this just to take the tension out of my arms a little bit. It's a useful tip to do if you're, or a useful tip to use, should I say, if you're going to do this exercise. So the initial movement is initiated with forceful hip extension. As you can see, the bar's staying extremely close. I'm almost brushing the bar against the hair on my legs at this point. I'm trying to keep my weight distributed on the same point of my feet. To be honest, I'm a little bit too far back there. My weight's through my midfoot. It should be through the first and second eyelet of my shoe. But nevertheless, the bar's nice and close. Now I'm going to go into triple extension, so my ankles, knees and hips extend. If you can look at my arms at this point, I've not yet started to bend them. So my arms are still straight, making sure that I'm generating force from the legs, which are obviously a lot more powerful than the arms. So I'm trying to keep my arms as long as I can for as long as I can. Once I've reached the point of triple extension and I'm driving my weight through that 60% point in my feet, I'm going to continue and follow through the movement with a upward pull using the arms and shoulders. So as you can see, I'm trying to get my elbows up and out. So I'm bringing the bar to my sternum or the bottom of my chest. I'm trying to make sure here that my elbows don't go backward so that I start to turn the bar over. So the cue here is to get elbows up and out. And as you can see with my shirt lifting, you can tell here that the bar is still staying nice and close. This is a really good exercise as well to teach you how to do the first half of the snatch, because at this point it will just be a case of dropping underneath it in order to perform the movement. So let me rewind back to the start of the first rep, and I'll just press play, and you can see this in full normal speed. You see it's quite a fairly explosive movement, and because I'm keeping my balance as close to that 60% point as possible, it's fairly easy to go from one rep to the next.